I'm going to give you back that mic because you might be the most seasoned person to answer this question. Every time there's a trailer launch, there are butterflies, all right? So when this trailer is launched, what did you feel? It'll be great for you to tell us.
Actually,
Sorry, could you get the mic on, please?
Actually, this is a first for me because this is the first time I'm not in the trailer.
Exactly.
But it's still, there is still butterflies and elephants and tigers and monkeys all around us, inside us, because I think when you're creatively connected and you want something to do really well, there is anticipation and there's nerves. And I have to say, it feels very relaxing to not be in the trailer, but it's still very exciting because look at the trailer. You know, it's so exciting. I can't wait for people to see more and, you know, see the show on the 23rd of Feb. And then we'll talk more.
I'm going to have to start with you. I mean, we do know that the series is based on true events and the characters are, of course, inspired and modeled on real-life wildlife fighters. How did you maintain the balance of fact and fiction while crafting the story?
Ooh.
Yeah, because inspired by true events is, you know, it can be extremely tricky.
Yes. I mean, look, as Manish mentioned before, the research process is very elaborate. And that's for anything that the audience will experience while watching the 8 episodes, I experienced over 2 years while I was researching it. So it was a slow burn for me and a slow realization. And as I gather all of that information, I literally just take the moments that I responded so viscerally to as a human being, and I channel that into the series, basically. So obviously I've curated what to do and what to use and what not to use. This is a fictionalized dramatization of true events. It's inspired by the biggest elephant poaching case in Indian history. Many characters are amalgamations and some of them are direct. I will say generally I will do character extrapolations in backgrounds of characters, personal stories, which are based on educated guesses. And I try not to veer away from the criminal aspect, because there's a lot of strange things in Poacher you'll see. As the episodes go, they get faster paced, and the scenes get crazier. And I cannot make some of those premises up. They're just too strange, you'll see.
Well, thank you for that. I'm going to add another question to you, and not being unfair to anybody else on this panel, I hope you don't mind, but I must ask you, casting stories are my favorite. So please tell us how these 2 gentlemen arrived on the scene or in the forest with you.
Honestly, it was a very straightforward process of auditioning. And all of these actors, Nimisha, Roshan, Dibyendu, they auditioned. They all surpassed my expectation of what I thought they could do with these roles. And when I look at this too, I look at it as we are going into the jungle. And so we're going to be there for several months together. There are going to be leeches. We're going to be in environments where elephants come and go and we can't meet them. But we have to have a certain type of personality that's intrepid. And so it's not just the talent, it's also, are you ready to go on a real adventure? Because we are going into the unknown on this project.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for that, Roshan. Because of course we're talking about taking you to the jungle. Let me ask you, your role is modeled on real life wildlife hero, and that is Jose Luis. Do you want to talk to us about the preparation? Maybe some of those leeches he was referring to or mentioning?
Sorry, I didn't catch the last sentence.
Maybe, you know, the leeches that he was referring to or mentioning.
God,
I don't know what might have happened in the jungle. So.
Yeah, no, I'll leave the leeches for later.
Sure.
But the person who my character is based on is somebody who works at the Wildlife Trust of India, still. He's one of the most interesting people that I've met in life, period. He's also somebody who's a treasure trove as far as an actor who is looking to portray him as a character in a piece or in a project is concerned. There is so much there that after my first conversation with him, where we luckily immediately found a connect, he's also from the same part of Kerala roughly where I come from, so the language that we speak, the dialect is very similar, except this area of expertise of his, wildlife crime or wildlife conservation, is something that I obviously do not have that much knowledge about as much as he does. And he has a great understanding of the socio-political scenario in Kerala as well. He's very rooted, he works in Delhi, but he knows everything that's going on everywhere. So after my first interaction with him, which was a long phone call, I called Richie up and I asked Richie I said, I feel like we should have a personal approach to this, try and understand the man from inside rather than try and portray him from outside. And Richie said, yeah, that's exactly how I want you to go about it. And that was what I tried to do. I tried to understand the man. I tried to understand the reasons he had for doing the things that he does. I tried to understand where he gets this passion from and where he finds his satisfaction from. Because it's not like these guys are celebrated or glorified. There's no glory that comes to them. There's no reward that comes to them. In this particular incident that we're representing, he's on paper, he's technically not even part of the team. You know, he's somebody who comes in to help out. So that for me was very interesting, to find out what drives a man to do something like that. And the leeches we made friends with, I think,
That's
by
good.
the end of it.
Well, thank you so much. Dibyendu sir, this is for you. I think it'll be nice for you to tell us how easy or difficult was Neil Banerjee as a character for you to portray?
No, it was actually a fantastic process because, honestly speaking, Richie, of course, is a fantastic creator, and it was actually a well-researched script. It's a fantastic script, watertight script, and my character is Neil Banerjee, who is actually he's a field director in Kerala Forest Department, and as well as an ex-intelligence guy. So he is making this team. He is leading the team, but he is leading the team is on his own term, and and he is actually, he knows the bureaucracy. He knows the because the whole everything is based on the court documents and testimonials. So it was there. So and he knows how to deal with those areas. So it was a fantastic, but it is a dramatization and fictionalization of the whole, because we are making a crime thriller actually. It is a crime thriller. It is a fun series also to watch, and because there are a lot of awareness, there are a lot of social issues, and but at the same time it's an entertaining series. So it has a narrative. So so there are a lot of moments that. My character is based on a real life character, but I never met that person in my life. We have talked about it, but the thing is that it was just one man liaison that whatever question I used to have, like it's one answer is from Richie.
Yeah.
That is because it's sorted, it's done. So what I need to do is to catch the soul of the character rather not to imitate or be that character, be that human being. So it was a fantastic process, enjoyment with so many other good actors besides you, and fantastic crew. So the process is so interesting. So slowly, आप character तो पकड़ ही लेते हो.
बहुत सर, आपके बारे में तो इतना ही कहूँगी कि आप हमेशा ये करते हो, लेकिन इस बार भी ये मौका आपने हमें दिया है, उसके लिए बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया. A big hand for Dibyendu sir, please, once again. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dibyendu sir. Sushant, this is for you. You've often spoken, actually we've often spoken about Prime Video creating compelling stories and offering shows and movies that resonate with viewers. But here's my question with Poacher. What will make it such a compelling watch? Because this word compelling has not left the room since we started talking about this show.
I hope it never leaves.
Amen.
What did everybody think of the trailer? Can I get a reaction, please? I think that's your answer. I think there's been, the master craftsman that Richie is. I think audiences are in for, as Dibyendu rightly pointed out, it is laden with a message that will provoke, inspire, and force you to act. But at the same time, it is a crime drama. It's a crime thriller, edge-of-the-seat thriller that is riveting from start to finish.
Absolutely.
Right? So it is, when we think about how we program our shows and movies on Prime Video, we are always looking for, shows that are entertaining, obviously, first and foremost, but at the same time, leave something behind.
Correct.
Right? It can inspire you, it can provoke you, it can make you reflect, it can make you reimagine your own personal life or your relationships, and, being a force of change is something that we take a lot of pride in. And with Poacher, I think we have, if I may say so, the perfect combination of being richfully, entertaining, but at the same time deeply inspiring.
Absolutely.
Of You know, this is a topic that I think we all have.
And so for me, when there's a true story at the heart of it, I mean, our world is so complicated. And within that, the drama we find and the stories worth telling, and I fundamentally believe that the best version of a storyteller is somebody who's trying to make the world a better place. And it's a very idealistic statement I'm making. And that can be diversion. That can be 90 minutes of laughter, still making the world a better place. But in this case, as you said, you've answered the question. These are the voiceless. One of the reasons I wanted to have a lot of Malayalam in this, because it's where the characters were. It's also the language the elephants of that region understand. I feel very, very strongly about trying to do stories for and about people or life that need to be told. And if it doesn't need to be told by me, I'm very happy to stand back.
Thank you, Richie, and thank you for your question. Our next question continues to you, Richie, and this comes from Pooja, who's representing Awesome TV.
Hello, straight. Yeah, hi. So congratulations everyone. The trailer looks very promising and it comes deep from my heart because as an animal lover, such stories needs to be told. So thank you for diving into such subject. My question to you is that the series is multilingual, based in Malayalam, Hindi and English. How challenging was it to direct it?
It was those are two separate things, because the Malayalam was not so challenging because I had such a great team. I mean, it was challenging, but there are many challenges in a project like this. What was amazing about the Malayalam is that you have actors who are taking ownership, like Roshan and Nimisha, taking ownership of their language. And I worked with an amazing dialogue writer who completely converted everything I need, because I wrote it in English, and I really wanted to stick to that English translation. So the subtitling that you see in English is exactly what I wrote. And then obviously the Malayalam has to alter that a little bit. Hindi and English, it's a little bit of an easier translation, and I understand Hindi, so it's fine. Malayalam, I don't understand a word. I understand about 5 words now, and I cannot say them here because it's not proper. But we had such a system of checks and balances between Gopan, our writer, and then we have people on set, and then Roshan would do a quality check, and then afterwards in post-production we would do a quality check. When I'd studied each translation, so then when we're on set directing a scene, I'm aware acoustically of what I'm listening for when sentences start and end. Sometimes they're very long sentences. But I've also never shot in the jungle. I've never shot in near elephant corridors. Never shot a story on behalf of a species that will never see it.
Thank you, Richie. Thank you so much, Pooja. Our next question continues to you, Richie. This is Nishad from News 18. What happened? Nishad from News 18.
Hi, Richie.
Hi.
I'm here on your
Hi.
left.
Hi.
Hello. Hi. Hello, everyone. Richie, my question to you is that Nimisha's character, an actual counterpart, is a male. What made you cast a woman in this role?
So Nimisha's character, again, and I'm sorry she can't be here. You know, she is part of the heart of the show. Nimisha's character is modeled off of a few people, actually. It's an amalgamation. It's primarily one person as an inspiration, and then a handful of other officers in the Kerala Forest Department. And the simple answer is this. When I was doing the research, and I was coming across all of the people involved in solving this case, they were all men. And I asked somebody at one point, were there any women involved? And the answer was no. This group of people in the Forest Department, it's a boys' club. And I said, not anymore.
Thank you, Richie, and thank you for that question, Nishad. That was wonderful. Our next question, of course, is for Dibyendu, sir, and this comes from Namita. Hi, Namita, are you here? Hi. Namita represents the Punjab Kesari.
Thank you so much, Rohini.
Thanks.
And thank you so much, all of you. Congratulations to you. It's wonderful and great to be a part of the trailer launch of such a series, Poacher. And my question goes to you, Dibyendu sir. We have seen you playing some really impactful characters, and each of your work has always been appreciated. So how does it feel to be a part of this series, Poacher, firstly? And secondly, I want to ask you is like, what comes more easier to you? Playing character which are close to your personality, or playing characters which are adapted from the real life like this one as Neil?
Thank you so much for the question. I think I am a chameleon. I want to be a chameleon all the time. I don't want to play myself. I never want to do that in my life. So, and yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, people are appreciating a few of my works, and I am really gladful. I'm really gladful that I have that connection with the audience, and your people are liking it. So I'm really grateful towards it. And this film is a very special series for me, actually. I must tell you, because there are a lot of things that I sometimes I want to do in life, but I cannot, because I want to be a conservationist, but I am not an activist. I cannot do it on the ground, but it's a nice profession I am in, that I can be in disguise and I can do this, and for a good cause, and at the same time it's an entertaining series, and the beauty of these characters are actually it's based on a real life character, but you don't have that baggage also for the real life character to play that baggage, because it is not that I am imitating that character or I'm trying to be that character. No caricature is there. It is completely soul oriented, because now in Richie's film and in this series, that real life character is also changed a lot, because there are a lot of inputs, there are a lot of other things have come up. So it is a different human being. So it is why, so just to understand that what would be that socio-political, economical background of that persons, and just be into his shoes. That's it. That is my job, and वो बहुत अच्छी तरीके से रिची के साथ होता है, because it's a well-researched script. It's a fantastic collaborative process, and we are always ready with the rehearsals also. Like we used to do a lot of rehearsals, and so nothing like easily achieve नहीं कर पाए बहुत कुछ चीज़ें, बहुत hard work करने के बाद achieve किया, but at the end of the day you feel good about it, that when you achieve something such good. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your question, and thank you for that answer. I'm going to continue with you, Dibyendu sir, and the next question comes from Sonali. Hi, Sonali, and you represent TV9.
Yeah.
Is there anything from your character that you have taken with you personally?
नहीं कभी नहीं, बिल्कुल घर लेके नहीं जाना मुझे. I never do that in my life. उधर ही छोड़ के जाता हूँ. In fact, like the day it's over, because I always believe in one thing. I told you that I am a very surrendering character, actor, because I completely surrender to my chief, to my director, to my team, and the time he says, okay, cut, fantastic, moving ahead, I'm also moving ahead in life. So
Wow.
nothing going to take that.
Thank
But
you. Yeah.
That's what, once it's delivered, it's archived. So you have to like it.
Thank you for that question. Our next set of questions, thank you, Dibyendu
Thank you
sir,
so much.
is for Roshan. Roshan, our next question comes in from Nawaz, who represents the Indian Express. Hi Nawaz, the mic is coming to you.
Hi Roshan.
Hi.
First of all, we all know that you are a brilliant actor. And
thank you so much.
I want to know that considering this role that you play in Poacher, it's based on a real life person. I'm sure there's a lot that goes behind the craft. But I want to know that, what was that key factor for you, or / factors that, made you say yes for the part?
My gut. This was one of the easiest yeses that I have said. It checked all the boxes, except the scenario wasn't that straightforward for me, because this wasn't a project that was offered to me for me to pick whether I wanted to say yes or no to. This was a project that I was approached to audition for. So the moment when I was, so to quickly go through how it happened, the moment I was approached for the audition, I was instantly excited because of Richie. That's all I knew at that point, that Richie Mehta is doing a show and I've been offered an audition, a chance to audition for it. And I knew him as a maker and I was supremely excited by his work and I really, really wanted to collaborate. So the audition happened. Luckily, I got the part. Then I get the script to read, right? And he's one of the best writers whose works I've read, who I've gotten to collaborate with. It was such an exciting script. It's so strange because it's all based on true events and you can't write fiction that way. Richie said this multiple times. It doesn't follow a formula. It doesn't have a set structure that we're familiar with. These guys have nothing to go with in their investigation, nothing to assist them, no systems in place, no guns to pull out. It's all jugaad. So it seemed like such a fun script to play. The character the real life person who my character is based on, the character, the way it's written, he's a computer programmer, he works in the Wildlife Trust of India, he's deeply interested in snakes, he's making an app on snakes, he's a family man, he's a man who leads multiple lives, keeps a lot of secrets, does a lot of dangerous things, puts his life on the line for nothing in return. None of these things I do. So it was so exciting to attempt to be that person. So yeah, it was something that checked all the boxes.
Thank you, Nawaz, for your question, and thank you, Roshan, for that really nice sneak peek into your character. Now, I can't wait to watch it, man. That was very well done.
There's a lot more there.
Can't wait, really. Especially snakes. Okay, Litwin is here with us. Hi, Litwin. There's a mic coming to you. And your question is for Roshan again.
Hi. Yeah. First of all, thank you so much. It was really an amazing trailer. Really enjoyed it. And especially as people coming from Kerala, we would like to say that, there is this part. Thank you so much, Richie, for bringing up this story because there is something that we are really not proud of and the world really wants to know. So the question is to Roshan. Roshan, you have worked with Nimisha on Hrithik and also shared screen with Alia in Darling. So how was your experience working with such a stellar cast in Poacher and also directed by Richie? And how did you feel when you heard that Alia is backing up this project as an executive producer?
Okay, thank you so much for that question. Nimisha has been such a fabulous performer in Malayalam since the first film that she did there, and she's been an actor who I'd been waiting to work with. Hrithik and Talliges, the project you mentioned, was the first time I got to work with her, which also happens to be the set on which I received the script for Poacher and read it. And I found out that Nimisha was also going to be part of the show. And this was a period where Nimisha and I did 3 projects together in a row. And it was the most magical journey that I've had with any co-actor. Firstly, this was the first series I did. This was the first time I traveled with the cast and a particular character with a crew for this long a period of time. And then there was all the work that Nimisha and I had done before that. So it was great to have that chemistry when the project began because once you watch the show, you'll know these guys are already friends from before the story begins in Poacher. So it was nice to be able to bring that on set, pre-set, and it was already in place, at least that part of it. That's a sense of comfort, that an actor can really use, especially on the first few days of shoot. She's also an incredibly exciting co-actor to work with because Alia and I were discussing this earlier. She's unpredictable. So you can't go in with a set plan on how you want to play a scene out because Nimisha will break that for you. So you have to be there, be very much in the moment and react to what's happening or what she's throwing at you. And she's great to, play tennis with. While we're doing a scene, acting tennis, yeah. Then I think overall, like Nimisha, Dibyendu sir, the rest of the cast, the crew that I got to work with on Poacher, Johanna, cinematographer, Richie, these are all people who I had a great time with, but that's very personal. But professionally speaking, these are all people who inspired me on a daily basis, which is also one of the reasons why the show and the period of time we spend shooting for it stays memorable because 4 months is a long time if you're not happy on a set. So I like that's something I'm very grateful for. About Alia being here, I am happy, I am honored, and I'm supremely grateful for that because the last time I was on a stage that was this big in front of a crowd that was this big was for a project that gave birth to Eternal Sunshine Productions, and that was a song launch, and at that point Alia was my co-actor. And it was also one of, I think, the most memorable, biggest projects in my career so far, something I was very fortunate to be part of. And through that journey, I always knew Alia as an artist through the work that she's done, and I have a great deal of respect for her and the work that she chooses to do and how she does it. But also as a person, from the little that I know of her, she's somebody who's very driven by passion, driven by emotion. You must have noticed how earlier when she got a question about her vision with the project, her answer was very rooted in emotion. So for somebody who works with that focus, somebody who's driven by what the heart wants, I'm very, very glad that Alia is associated with this project, and how graciously she's been sort of tilting the spotlight towards the show and the rest of us. We're extremely thankful for that, Alia. And I also, the optimist in me wants to continue believing that when you do something with a lot of heart and with the right intent and with empathy and do it sensitively, good things happen. Like Amazon Prime getting on board and Alia associating with the project and all of you turning up here today. So thank you to all of you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that question, Lidwin. Yeah, really. Right there. I mean, he just spoke for all of us on this stage right now. Yeah, mic drop, Roshan, mic drop. But we do have a couple more questions. And this one, of course, goes to you, Sushant, and asking you the question, is Vivek? Vivek is representing the Hindu today.
Hi, Sushant. If I'm not wrong, this is the first time Prime Video is teaming up with Mr. Mehta and QC Entertainment. So are there talks or plans to kind of extend this partnership? Could we see more projects with the same team?
I think that is just another way of asking us when is Poacher season 2, Richie.
Nice.
I think we just got asked that question. Yeah.
Wait, are you asking me that question?
Somebody just asked us, broadly framed, the question was framed as, do we see
season
more collaborations with Richie and with this team? And I think that was just another way of asking us when is season 2.
You want me to answer that?
No. But it's been such a rich journey. And first of all, I loved how Roshan kept throwing some breadcrumbs about the show, as you were sharing answers. Now you know a little about, the backstory of some of the characters as well. It's been, I had the opportunity to, as Manish was mentioning, about a year ago, we started this journey and we knew that this is a story that we had to tell. It's been an incredible journey with the entire team. And I honestly cannot wait to see what more we can do. So let me leave it at that. Right now, it is Poacher on the 23rd of February.
Thank you. Thank you for your question. Thank you, Sushant. Manish, you have to end this for us right now. But I'm going to tell you once again to tell everybody here, because everyone in this room is so special. They're followed, their publications are followed, and why we're doing this, is to tell this really important story. But I think that Prime Video is doing something beyond just telling a story. You also have the QR code at the end of the episode. It'll be great if you can just underline that for us before we go out tonight.
I think some of these things have come together so naturally. And I think some of the best things are effortless. I think our partnership has been, the way this show came together has been, the way we partnered with Alia and her production company, who has such a strong essence at the at the heart of what they do, and it's been effortless. And as we were evaluating what else we could do and how we could naturally contribute, was the idea of putting this QR code. It's in the episodes. Talk about it. Tell your friends. Please communicate to your audiences. This is a way for us to be able to give back in some way, possible. And of course, I think there is a message in the show. It's entertaining, but there's a message in there. But do your part if you can. And yeah, there's a QR where you can contribute, and the proceeds will go towards, some really noble cause towards other species on this planet who are, I think, at this stage more important than us.
Absolutely.
And their survival depends, and our survival depends on theirs. So, please, thank you.
While you said that, Manish, I really appreciate it. Yes, a big hand, a round of applause for that.
Can I? Can I say one more
The QR
thing?
code has appeared at the back. So I just
Oh,
want to call
yay.
attention to that. Richie, of course, over to you.
I just want to say one more thing. The union of everyone on this stage, Nimisha, of course, the producers, Alia, Manish and Sushant, Amazon Prime, it all, and even the real people I met, it all stemmed down to a very simple, basic equation. I would sit down with them and look them in the eye. And then through that conversation, this would happen. It was me sitting with you. It was me sitting with you in London.
It was an exam. I was like almost nervous, and Richie was like,
and vice versa.
"Are you in this?" I'm like, "Yes, I am."
No, but you remember what I said to you when I met you here.
Yeah.
I met them here, and I said, I made X amount of promises to the real people, and I need to keep those promises. And if this union works, can you keep those promises? And you said yes. And that's what this is.
I still have, you remember you gave me the postcard with,
yes.
The picture of the elephant at
That's
the back?
right.
I have that pinned
I
on
know.
my son's softboard in the house. So thank you.
It comes down to handshake agreements.
Absolutely.
Which are based purely on, are you as good as your word?
Absolutely.
And that's how this is all translated to this point. And yes, we're talking about elephants and poaching. There's a message in this. However, all we ask you to do is press play on episode 1. If you don't get to episode 8, that's on us. Okay? That's our fault.
Wow.
Just press play on 1.
You can also choose the language of your choice. So yeah, we're making it available and accessible in many, many languages. So, this is meant for audiences worldwide. And I hope you enjoy it all.
You know what I love most, gentlemen, is the fact that usually I need to wrap things up, all right? But this is perhaps the most organic end to a press con that we've ever done. And we kind of went off script a little bit as well towards the end. And that tells all of you how passionately we feel about this wonderful series that's dropping on the 23rd. Thank you so much for your time. And of course, before we go, there will be photographs. And we will make that happen. As my friends in the press will indicate, Alia ma'am, aa jaiye. So while that happens, thank you so much. And don't forget, 23rd of February on Prime Video. Thank you so much for being with us today.